Take a look at this, a perfectly normal jump. But wait, what's this? He's climbing up the wrong side. You can't make that jump, there's a 2-block height difference. What? How did he do that? All that and more answered in today's episode of, this isn't a series, I'm just gonna tell you. So what the heck is this? Well, hold on there, buckaroo. Let's start with some history. This speedrun has something weird in it. Weird enough that 15 million people took notice. Look at this bounce. What? That is not how physics works. Am I the only one who sees massive potential in this? Imagine the parkour maps you could make if this weird bounce could be done consistently. Spoiler alert, it can be done consistently, and I'm gonna show you how right after I use the intro that I used to use in 2014. Yep, that was the actual intro I used in every video. Back in 2018, only a handful of elite speedrunners even knew about this trick. At least, I didn't know about it, and I like to think I know things. Enter our first major character, legendary parkour speedrunner, Australio. Why legendary? Well, I mean, look at that view count. On a parkour video? In this economy? On December 14th, 2018, Australio uploaded a run, Minecraft Parkour Spiral Multi-Segment Speedrun in 622. It contained many tricks too difficult or inconsistent to be present in speedruns, including the first known use of the slime glitch. Or as it was called in the description, slime jump damage boost. The description offered some insight on how the trick was believed to work in 2018. Quote, I've never seen anyone doing it, but I checked, and it's not a cheat or anything related to a mod. It's pretty hard to explain how I do it. Well, dear viewer, that's where I come in. The explainy man himself, Legitimoose. Performing a slime glitch has just 2 requirements. You must jump off a block at the last possible tick, and you must tap sneak right before hitting the slime. If you do both of those things with the correct timing, you'll get a supernaturally gigantic bounce. If you fail, you can get one of 3 results. 1. You don't bounce at all. This means you held sneak for too long or you just missed the slime block. 2. You get a normal bounce. This means your sneak was either too early or too late. 3. You take fall damage but get a smaller than normal bounce. This means you jumped too early and didn't jump in the last 20th of a second before falling. But you got the sneak timing correct. For those of you with less than masterful parkour abilities, let me show you some ways to break this trick down and practice each part individually. For the first requirement, jumping on the last possible tick, there is a very useful technique you can learn. Head hitter timing. Build a setup like this. This type of jump where you jump out from under a ceiling is called a head hitter. It also requires jumping on the last possible tick. Therefore, if you can do head hitters consistently, you can do the slime glitch consistently. The technique you probably don't need me to explain is the one where you just run at the edge and jump. Basically, get good. However, only the best gamers like Dream and my alter ego, Legitimoose, can do this. For a consistent setup, you need head hitter timing. That's just when you press W and space 1 tick apart. See my keystrokes? This. Like this. Good. Practice that until you can escape head hitters at least 3 times in a row. Then move on to the slime glitch. For the second requirement, pressing sneak just before hitting the slime. Get good. If you want to practice this specifically, just make like a big slime pad you can't possibly miss and jump for it over and over. Don't worry about the head hitter timing now. You just want to time your sneak so you bounce and take fall damage. Enjoy. Okay, that's enough learning. Let's get back to history. That's still learning. When this trick was discovered, people were unsure what caused it. Originally, Australio said it required a certain amount of speed, and then they said no. It doesn't. As time passed, however, community members took notice and began to extensively study the slime glitch. Phase 2, the age of discovery. I'd like to take a moment to explain how the trick really works, but first, we have to talk about parallel universes. I never thought I'd get to say that. When you're in a Minecraft world, there are 2 versions of the world at all times. Client and server, yada yada yada. One of them is what you see on your screen, one of them controls the logic of the world, like block updates, pathfinding, etc. If your client lags, like from a lot of particles, your FPS goes down. If the server lags, your TPS goes down, and it takes 9 seconds to eat a baked potato. Doesn't matter if you're in single player or multiplayer, there is always both a client and a server. Naturally, these guys need to stay in perfect sync for the game to function, like, at all. If you break a block on your client and the server doesn't know that, you're gonna get stuck in this horrible state until you get back in sync. The slime glitch makes strategic use of this. We intentionally desynchronize the client and server for our own altitudinal gain. When we jump off a block at the last possible tick, this causes the server and client to become desynced. The client says, hey, we jumped off this block. When this information reaches the server one tick later, we are already off of the block. Because of this, the server thinks we can't possibly jump because we're not on the ground. Therefore, the server does not start moving us upwards. This means while the client is doing a big jump, the server thinks we're just falling straight down the entire time. Because the client starts moving up and the server is moving straight down, the server builds up a lot more speed. Therefore, by the time you hit the slime block, the server thinks you're moving a lot faster than you actually are. Now, if we just bounce, the bounce is handled by the client and nothing happens. So we need to do something to resynchronize them, to let the server tell the client what its velocity is. This is what step 2 is for. This is why we take fall damage. Whenever you take damage of any kind, the server tells the client what its velocity should be. For example, if you get hit by an arrow, you'll get knocked backwards. If we take fall damage, which doesn't actually give us any knockback at all, it still sends the velocity data to the client. And because the server thinks we're moving so much faster than the client does, this gives us a unusually high bounce. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. I'd like to go on a brief tangent before we get into the even crazier stuff. Have you ever done this? The reason this works is that server jumps are delayed by one tick. It's the same thing that makes the slime glitch possible. The client jumps, and one tick later, the server jumps. Therefore, if you take damage one tick after starting your jump, that damage will update your velocity to the starting jump velocity once again, giving you essentially a double jump. This lets you clear fences, and yeah, you can clear fences. If you're on a laggy server, and let's say the server takes 2 ticks for your jump to start, then you can jump even higher. But this is inconsistent and banned in speedruns because it depends on lag. Okay, back to the main plot. Phase 3, the scientific age. I'm gonna cut to the chase. Speedrunners and glitch hunters have now discovered over 14 different variations of this trick. Yeah, there's a lot of them. They have been compiled in an insane looking spreadsheet. This person went through and tested every slime glitch variation from every possible starting height and compiled the height you get at the end in this insane spreadsheet. Look, this is crazy. This is crazy. I am not gonna go over every single variant, but I am gonna go over the most effective. The ones that typically gain you the most height in most situations. And where would I be if I didn't talk about edge to edge, otherwise known as E to E? You thought jumping off the edge of a block one time caused a desync? Try jumping off the edge of a block 2 times in a row. Yeah, baby. The effect compounds and you get an even bigger bounce than you otherwise would. The server thinks you're falling for an even longer time, basically. And this allows more time for you to build up vertical speed. However, it doesn't work after 2 times, because then the server has enough vertical speed that it actually does think you're hitting the ground, despite being a tick behind, and then you just get a normal bounce. But up to 2 edges, and you will get a little bit extra height. So, how do you do this? Find an edge, jump off of it, then do your best to hit the other edge at exactly the right point. That's really all I got for you on this one. It's tricky, but not impossible, and very useful if you need to get a little extra height to get on top of something you otherwise couldn't. A normal slime glitch doesn't suffice here, by the way. You need edge to edge. Now, the next one I want to introduce to you is undoubtedly one of the most powerful. The slab slime jump, otherwise known as SSJ. Basically, you run up from a slab, jump onto the edge, and then do your slime glitch. This gives you a lot of height compared to the other glitches. Let's quickly take a look at why that is. Oh yes, we're doing this. Ahem. Here is your slab. Here is your run up. You're the client, you jump from right over here and you go wee and you bounce off this and then you bounce again. And as you can see, the point at which you start falling is right here. This is where your momentum starts building up to give you height when you bounce. Now, our server, 1 tick delayed, starts jumping from here. It follows the same trajectory, but it misses the slime, and continues to think that it's falling. Right here is where you start building momentum because you don't have this reset in the middle. You just keep flying over the edge on the server side and you have all this extra time to build up momentum so that when you hit the slime, you bounce a lot higher. As for how to do this one, it's not too hard. You build yourself a little slab setup, not too long, and you just jump for it. By the way, this isn't just from slabs, it works from other heights as well. Hot tip for those of you who made it this far into the video, pressing F3 and C will copy your exact location to your clipboard. Then you can paste it and always get teleported back to the same spot. This is incredibly useful. So what other types of slime glitches are there? Well, there's a lot of them. There's the ladder one. There's ladder to edge. There's some head hitter based ones. Oh, and then there's the delightful autosave slime glitch, where the game autosaves while you're falling, and that causes lag, giving you an extra height boost. Randomness. Hooray. I'm pretty sure most speedruns don't allow those. They're too much. Now, just for funsies, let me show you one of my favorites. This one's known as E to S to E to SG. It's not as scary as it looks, but it has to be done from very particular heights for it to work, I'm pretty sure. And this one, you just do a normal bounce from the edge, bounce off the edge of that, then you do a slime glitch on the slime out there, and it'll give you a big bounce. Check it out. Edge to slime to edge to slime glitch, and that gives you vastly more height than you would get just jumping from here. It's even more height than you would get from the first slime glitch. Madness. Madness, I say. Now allow me to say a few things about this glitch if you haven't figured them out already. First up, this is Java edition only. If you're playing Minecraft on a flip phone, this glitch does not exist. Also, it could be patched at any time, but Legitimoose, it was patched in 1.20, wasn't it? No, they only patched the version of it where you hit air. This glitch no longer works, but if there's a block next to it, this still works. They did not patch the slime glitch in 1.20. Now let me slip some of my opinions into this. I think people should start using this in maps. I think that would be sick as hell. I want maps specifically designed for the slime glitch. Things that'll use all kinds of weird different setups and maybe include some kind of tutorial so that people can understand it. But you know, if those ridiculously hard Kaizo Mario maps can be a thing, why can't we have Kaizo Minecraft maps? Now this trick is awfully obscure. However, there is a little speedrunning community surrounding maps made by this dude, Hielke. Parkour Spiral 2, Parkour Spiral 3, and some other ones. You have seen these in the background of TikToks. I am 100% certain of it. And personally, they are my favorite parkour maps. They go so hard. Most of the slime glitch discussion I've seen in the world is in the Hielke speedrunning Discord server. Practically nobody else seems to talk about this. So this is my attempt to get the message out into the world that slime blocks are fricked in a fun way. Also, what's great is that this works on servers. So somebody put this in a housing parkour on Hypixel and see if you get banned. Thanks. I want to give a huge shout out to the people who helped with this video, the people in the MCPK Discord, the people who write the Minecraft Parkour Wiki, the people who speedrun Minecraft maps, Australio themselves for responding to my DM asking them about a speedrun they did years ago, and my expert consultant for this video, Villager1 Gaming. I could not have figured any of this out without your help. They made me like MS Paint diagrams and everything. Oh, thank you so much. Anyway, I love to talk about obscure features of Minecraft that nobody is fully utilizing yet, so if you like that, check out this video on shaders or check out whatever else I put here. Don't forget to subscribe and pet your dog. Okay, bye.